Hi guys, so tonight I'm going to be answering question number 2 on the tariffs on tires part A case study. So the question is, what effects from the tariffs do you expect in terms of employment in the tire industry and beyond? So going to slide number 2 that I've provided, I'm just going to give a little bit of definitions and some background information on the problem. So tariffs place a tax on imported goods, and this is in order to try and promote the growth of the domestic market, pretty much. That's what it all comes down to. Tariff is going to be a tax placed on any imported good from another country, and so they don't only do this to try and promote sales and revenue growth, but they do it to try and keep jobs within the country. So for this example, they're trying to keep jobs within the American culture, within the nation, so that American can grow in the tire industry, we can grow our revenue for that, and all in all just try and promote the growth of the American economy and that American pride. So promoting the sales of domestically made tires, it promotes the jobs of those hardworking Americans. Growing up in America, I've learned, many presidents have made similar decisions to try and control the imports from other nations. For example, since getting elected into office, Donald Trump has tried to incentivize American companies to continue business within our borders. Its incentives are to try and get companies to stop moving overseas in order to keep their headquarters here and not abroad, and through that he uses a threat of possible taxes and fines. He also uses a positive incentive such as tax breaks to try and help those companies, to try and get them to stay here. Barack Obama was doing the same thing at the time of this. He was trying to grow the industry here by placing those tariffs on the Chinese tires, just so that the American tires seem more appealing, so that people in America could afford those tires. And look, when they're at the shops trying to pick which tires they want, they have the Chinese ones that are going to be more expensive now because they have tariffs on them, or the American ones, which are going to be the same quality, but they're going to be cheaper just because they weren't produced here. They don't have those taxes on them. So with this, doing stuff like this, it helps the tire industry grow. It attempts to limit the number of imported tires from foreign nations, which is really important, in this instance China. And all of these actions are to try and combat the unemployment rates in America by keeping everyone working within their jobs. So going to my third slide, that's going to be tariffs and their effects on keeping American jobs. So America, just like Australia, really prides itself on being self-sufficient. We grow enough vegetables and have enough meat in the country and produce enough goods to try and we are self-sufficient basically, and it really shines through, especially in this. You can see how Barack Obama is really just trying to keep the American public working and not affect the unemployment rates that much. So through this, he placed these tariffs on the Chinese companies so that China would stop, dumping all of their product into America, and to promote the sales of the American products. And this is really good for market growth, because it really allows us to focus on one industry and show that we are self-sufficient and that we can make a profit off of these. It's just a really important concept, and it goes back to the whole believing in your country and knowing that allowing companies to move outside of the borders of one nation promotes jobs for people in other countries, but it doesn't really help your home country. And that's what's really important here, is the whole employment for the American public, and then versus the employment for the Chinese companies. So that's what it all comes down to, is basically that placing tariffs on the Chinese companies was in order to promote the growth of American companies and kind of bring down the growth of the Chinese companies. Thank you.